The one thing I've always believed about public service, and especially about the presidency, is the importance of asking yourself, have we left the country better shape than we found it? Today, I can say with every fiber of my being, with all my heart, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Yes. Well, look, it's also been an incredible honor to serve with someone of immense character that she demonstrated through her entire career, Kamala Harris. I knew what I was doing when I asked her to be my vice president. I knew her. I knew of her. I knew about her. I knew her record. I trusted her. She always served this country with purpose and integrity, and she always will. And you're not going anywhere, kid, because we're not going to let you go. Not going anywhere.
So we were ready for Biden versus Trump, take two, and it was over before it began.
This is a pivotal moment between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump in their rematch for the nation's highest office.
Now, please welcome the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Folks, how are you? Great to be here. Thank you.
Look at that robotic.
The wall.
There's no one there, mate. There's no audience.
Who's he pointing to? What's this about?
What is? Oh no!
Not going to drive them higher. It's just going to cost countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China and
China.
Just force them to pay us a lot of money.
I miss the way he says China.
And give us a lot
Okay, why is,
Oh, hey, look at
what's happening
Biden.
with
Oh, hang
Biden?
on.
He inherited
Computer loading thought.
inflation.
Computer loading
He inherited
thought.
almost no inflation.
Are the
and it stayed
doctors
that way
close
for
by?
14
Because I am worried
months.
about.
Blew up under his
He looks
leadership
like his.
because
Oh,
spent
they took
money
the
like-
camera off him because he looked.
Mercy for
CNN.
Biden.
Rita and I had fun with that. I think it's still doing pretty well for us on YouTube. Don't forget, that's where you can always get the highlights of what we do here at skynews.com.au. Well, the universal call, which wasn't just from Rita and I, was that it was time for Trump to face somebody else. In fact, Biden, bye-bye.
We must call on him to give the ultimate sacrifice of saying that he will step aside because that's the best way to save our country.
I just want him to appreciate at this time just how much it impacts not just his race, but all the other races coming in November.
And then Trump got shot.
Take a look at what happened.
And then the three coolest things you have ever seen any president, former or future, say, baby.
Wait.
So game over. Stumbling Biden had to go. He's replaced with the least popular vice president in decades, Kamala Harris. please welcome to be wildly cheered and loved by kids around the world. There's been another assassination attempt?
His golf course, tonight a crime scene.
Trump says he's safe and well after reports of gunshots described to have been fired in his vicinity.
The FBI says it is investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris wouldn't give any interviews or make any promises, but she said this a lot.
But joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
When she eventually sat down and gave interviews, what happened then?
You first became the nominee and named Tim Walz as your vice president nominee. People were calling it the vibe election. All the vibes were all good. But elections, I think, are won on vibes because one of the old saws is they just want somebody they can have a beer with. So would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like? Okay. This was... Now, we asked ahead of time because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. You asked for Miller High Life. You asked Miller High Life. I'm just curious.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
So cheers.
Cheers.
There you go. Ooh. That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Champagne and beers.
Have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
For us, little old Aussies, we had the chance to go all the way over to the United States to have a chat with the good people of the US ahead of the election and to be there on the big day. I'm still buzzing after the result, but the lead up was awesome too.
You're going to vote for Trump or Harris?
Trump. Oh, why? Financial-wise, I was good.
In the end, it all comes down to the economy.
That come down to the economy.
It's when you fight.
You fight, and you win.
About coming together now. Let's get our country back to where it needs to be.
And when the voting was said and done, Harris didn't win a state. He won them all. He won the popular vote. Republicans won the Senate. Donald Trump, president again.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Now, on this show, Megyn Kelly and I, we often talk about the issues when it comes to the day, the week, the month, the year, or when it comes to Donald Trump being returned as president, the century.
Megyn Kelly, Megyn, can you believe it? It happened.
I know. God bless him. God did bless him, Paul. I mean, there are a lot of people here who really feel like it was divine right order, that he was saved at the Butler rally because he had something important to do, and that everything since then has been Trump fulfilling his destiny to retake this very important role and change the world, starting with our country.